So the next concept is three proofs. So if you have to judge anything, any doctrine or any any theory for that matter, then there are three level of proofs. And this is something which is very ordinary, which is gen kind of a general observation that everyone looks for proofs, right? He and proofs actually acts as a way of validation whether whatever we are saying is correct or not. People who are working in science, they understand that everything needs to be derived and derivation needs to be proved, hence proved. People who are in commerce understand that asset equal to liability plus equity, that equation needs to be proved so that balance sheet is balanced. The people in arts and geography, and for that matter, always go after the historical proofs, always try to understand who did what in the past in the history, so that they can have a sense of validation. The same goes in case of Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism. Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism also based on reason. It is also based on proofs. And let's talk about three different types of proofs which can be there irrespective of we are thinking about Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism or any other philosophy for that matter. And and these are the three different parameters or three different metrics of proofs which any particular philosophy in specific should get tick marked so that it can be says ki, okay, this philosophy follows all the three proofs or not. So what are the three different types of proofs? The first type of proof is called documentary proof. As the name suggests, it is around understanding the philosophy which a person is following. Is it based on a textbook, or is it based on someone's opinion or interpretation? And that textbook is something should act as a single source of truth. In case there are any doubts, in case there are any confusion, you should go back to that book. So whatever philosophy you are following, that philosophy should be based on a documentary proof. And the documentary proof in terms of the textbook, the entire foundation of philosophy is basically lying on a textbook. And whether that textbook has been is it a foundation, is actually a book, or is it more like a person's opinion or interpretation? And that's how the philosophy has come into existence, right? Nichiren Daishonin states one should accept what is clearly stated in the text of the sutras, but discard anything that cannot be supported by the text. So Nichiren Daishonin himself says that whatever you are following should be based on Lotus Sutra, because in case of Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism, this documentary proof is Lotus Sutra, which was taught by none other than Shakyamuni Buddha. So there is a recorded history of when the particular sutra was written. There is a recorded history of how it flew, how it went through the time. So it is a very established fact that Lotus Sutra was preached by Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha is not any imaginary figure. It is actually a person who did preach multiple sutras, and out of that, one sutra is Lotus Sutra. So in case of Sukha Gakkai, because it is the Nichiren Daishonin who started the practice of basing everything on Lotus Sutra, and he wrote a lot of writings, lot of letters to the followers based on the writings of Lotus Sutra. And he used to guide, encourage, and advise disciples at his point of time. Those letters are also very much documented and compiled, and this is in itself is a book. That book is called Gosho. So in case of Sukha Gakkai, apart from Lotus Sutra, the other important documentary proof we have is Gosho. So for Sukha Gakkai members, the documentary proof that the doctrine which we are following, the philosophy which we are following is based on the real people and the actual insights and not on based on opinion or interpretation is Lotus Sutra and Gosho. The next type of proof is theoretical. Now, what is the meaning of theoretical? Theoretical proof is that can you, based on the sutra, can the philosophy be discussed? Can philosophy, whatever philosophy you are following, can it be logically debated? Is your philosophy compatible with reason, logic, rationality? And that is the another way if you want to judge any particular religion or philosophy for that matter. And that is the meaning of theoretical proof. So it's not just about Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism. This is kind of a framework. If you have to judge any philosophy, go by documentary proof, theoretical proof, and actual proof. Documentary proof for Soka Gakkai is Lotus Sutra and Gosho. And for theoretical proof, we very much the Soka Gakkai for Buddhism, for that matter, is known as reason. Buddhism is called daily life. Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism stands out based on logic and based on rationality. It can be definitely argued. And the concept, whatever concept we study in Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism, whether we discuss 10 worlds or we discuss oneness of life and environment, or Ichirin Sanzen, whatever concepts are, they are very much logic. They are very much related to rationality. So that is the second proof where Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism does a tick mark. The third type of proof is actual proof. Now, there is a saying in Hindi, प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की क्या आवश्यकता. So everything said and done, okay, I understand there are documentary proof. I understand I can rational, I can logically debate, I can understand through logic means also. However, can I practice it in reality? Can I start transforming myself? That is a meaning of actual proof. It means that something which start up very much apparent in the person's life, that is, can this practice has shown any changes, or is the impact of the practice started appearing in the life of the people or not. That is considered as the most important criteria to judge any philosophy. So, though there are documentary proof, theoretical, and actual, however, all the three proofs are necessary. However, when we talk about the weightage is given more to the actual proof because Buddhism is daily life. It should start impacting positively on daily life. And regarding this, Nichiren Daishonin states, in judging the relative merit of Buddhist doctrines, I, Nichiren, believe that the best standards are those of reason and documentary proof. And even more valuable than reason and documentary proof is the proof of actual fact. Actual proof means that has anyone actually experienced the benefits? Has anyone actually experienced the positive results in one's life? And how this philosophy has positively impacted people and society? Ultimately, no matter how solid or sound the documentary proof or theoretical proofs are, if the philosophy cannot be realistically applied in daily life or cannot produce positive impact, then it is of no use. So, best way to judge any religion or any philosophy is how it has positively impacted, how it has made people happy, how it has made people empowered in their day-to-day life. This type of proof is called actual proof. So, whenever you are judging any particular religion or philosophy, now you have got the framework. Framework is look it through documentary proof. Is it based on a text or opinion? Who wrote it? Who expounded this book? Theoretical proof in terms of can you logically and rationally argue the principles, or is it something that it is written and you have to just shut your brain, shut your mouth and eyes, and just follow it without, even if it is conflicting with the logic or reason. And the third is actual proof in terms of how many people have benefited from it, how it has impacted positively, how it has made people happier and better. All these three combined are important. However, the third one has more weightage over first and two. So this is a concept of three types of proofs, and in all three types of proof, Nichiren Daishonin Buddhism gets all the tick marks. So this is about the concept of three proofs. Thank you so much.